Inflation. Welcome to episode 3 of Money Sense. What is inflation? Well, inflation is basically an increase in prices which reduces our purchasing power. Why is it important? So, if you look at $50 10 years ago, I'm sure we can actually buy groceries which will last us maybe a week. However, if we look at that $50 today, I think it can only last us maybe for 3 or 4 days, and that may be stretching it. So why are we talking about this? Well, it's very simple. What 1,000 may be enough for us today, if we look at 10 or 20 years from today, that 1,000 may be less in terms of purchasing power. So if we want to retire with that same amount of money 10 or 20 years from today, I think our lifestyles will have to deteriorate with the deterioration of our purchasing power. So pretty much we're going to talk about how is inflation measured, and finally what actually impacts inflation, or what actually pushes inflation further higher. So how is inflation measured? Well, pretty much it's based on a basket of goods, and as this basket of as the prices of goods increase within this basket, so will inflation. It's measured based on this number called CPI. I think it's called Consumer Pricing Index. And how inflation happens? Well, 3 textbook examples would be supply shocks, cost push inflation, and demand pull inflation. So example number 1, supply shocks. So let me give you a scenario. Assuming we live in country A, whereby there are 5 people within this country, and all 5 of them love to eat oranges. Assuming one day what happened was there was a major storm and some trees were destroyed. So today, what this country can produce is only 3 oranges. So right now there are 5 buyers and 3 oranges. And essentially, if they love to eat oranges, there may be a bidding war in terms of getting the oranges, and prices of these oranges may increase. So that is the supply shock inflation. Second textbook example is cost push inflation. So again, in the same country, assuming there's only one flour manufacturer, or maybe there's 3 flour manufacturers. So what this 3 flour manufacturer one day decided is they decided to form a cartel, which is one big entity, and this one big entity decided to actually increase prices of goods by 10%. So what essentially will happen is there is a cost push or trickling down impact on industries which uses flour as their main ingredient. So over here the example is prices of bread will increase by that same amount. And finally, the demand pull inflation. Over here, in terms of demand pull, assuming there's this one shop which sells the world's best or greatest widget, and every time when they come up with a new variant of that particular widget, the villagers just go crazy and they just line up to actually buy this particular widget. What this basically means is that knowing that the demand is much higher than the supply, some profit-making entities may actually increase the cost of their widget, knowing that the demand will still be there to mop up their supply. So these are the 3 major things of which actually see inflation. So examples today is that both our daily wants and our daily needs, the prices of these items have been increasing. So prices of houses, cars, gasoline, electricity, most of it, I think we kind of need them. And as these prices goes up, our purchasing power reduces. So the lesson which I want to try to impart over here is, if you have an incremental, or if you have a number in your head for retirement, maybe we should factor in inflation. Maybe we should factor, assuming today, if you need $4,000 to live comfortably retiring, try to maybe increase that number by maybe 40 or 50%, so that if 10 years were to come, your lifestyle will already, you already have accounted for that inflation shocks. So yeah, that's a lesson for today, and do tune in for the upcoming episodes. Thank you.